Power to the truth. Join a progressive political party. I relate to the Humane Liberation Party. It has a survival platform. Because I want to be a part of one that I can support, that I can relate to. It is important for all of us to get involved in politics, the people's politics, not the politics of corporate capitalism, not the politics of the Democratic and Republican parties, the politics of the people. Politics that relate to the people's basic needs. NEEDS. Food, clothing, shelter, medical care, quality education. These are our 5 basic survival needs. And we need to remember them in all our activities. I want to help build a movement that is more than a movement. I want to build a matrix. And a matrix that people can get involved in and can gravitate towards whatever area that appeals to their consciousness, appeals to their activism. This is not the movie. Grow up and don't get captured by crap. A matrix in a sense of, think of a multiplication table. Where you have one and another one, it comes out with a result. So you may be interested in art, which is fine, often irrelevant, or you may be interested in political party building, which I consider more relevant. It's not to discount art, but let's not let ourselves be swindled by any form of escapism. Humanity's on the edge of extinction. The government's in shutdown mode right now. And you're over here painting a mural. Stop and think about what you're doing. The last time for president, I voted for Jill Stein with the Green Party, and I remained an independent voter. And we knew she wasn't going to win. She wasn't even allowed to be in the debate. The two-party system is a two-headed monster. It's broken. It doesn't relate to the masses. Look at how the Republicans and the Democrats fight over stuff. Now we got the shutdown that has caused real suffering to people. So we should see the system is broken. The governments are broke. We're throwing America down into more and more debt. So the situation is FUBAR. I hope if you know what that means. So look at joining a progressive political party. Get registered to vote. Encourage other people to register to vote, and keep an open mind about this. Don't think, well, I'm revolutionary, I'm not going to get involved in no reformist stuff. You know what? When you're hungry, someone offers you a plate of food, if you're smart, you're going to eat it. Many people are hungry. I just want to encourage people to join a progressive political party and to get involved in the political process and electoral politics. And do not see the whole electoral process as a strategy. Remember, strategy involves the general laws of historical development that relate to the situation as a whole. Where tactics are a means to an end strategy. So look at electoral politics as a tactic, along with other tactics. There are great lessons to learn from Occupy Wall Street. They screwed up when they didn't get involved at all in electoral politics. And in fact, they turned people off to politics. Oh, no politics, no politicians. So meanwhile, we get plundered by the corporate ruling class. So, think beyond in terms of a movement. A movement signifies that there's some kind of a uniformity in the advancing process that's going on. And if you know movements are often maniac, chaos, divided, ego trips, power plays. So, think in terms of a matrix that can help people. Where you create a situation where people can get involved in whatever areas that appeal to them. We need vanguard leadership. And at least we need to be the leader of our own individual lives. I prefer to think in terms of coordinators, where we need coordinators to coordinate stuff. My grandmother, she used to like the term business. Mama Lupe. She used to use the term negocios, Spanish, negotiations. In fact, she was with the first Red Cross in Zacatecas. And her and my grandfather, Rob Perez, fought in the Mexican Revolution. But that's another story. So, join a progressive political party and be active in it, as you can. But don't look at it as that's who you are, or that's all that you do. Get involved in your own local community. Help your family, and be there when you need it. So we need to look at politics as another tactic, as a means to an end strategy, not as an end in itself. Do what you can to be at peace within your soul. Don't be governed by guilt trips. Don't be governed by what others think. Be your own governor of your life. Be your own leader, the leader of your life. And as your consciousness motivates you, get involved in progressive politics. Politics remains a war without bloodshed. We're trying to exhaust all peaceful methods of resistance here. At least here in the USA. Some countries, they can't even get involved in politics or they'll be killed. Hasn't gotten that bad here yet. But shit happens. I think we're going more and more into a fascist state. Fascism has been here for decades. It's been here for a long time. And we need to do what we can and use the tactics that we can in order to combat that fascism. And a lot of that is just educating yourselves. What book are you reading right now? Are you reading the book? Do you ever read a book? So you can learn a lot online, but I encourage people to actually read books too. Right now I'm reading The Varieties of Religious Experience by William James. It's kind of thick. I'll take my time on that one. So, do what you can to see politics as just a part of your life, not all your life. I think we need to run candidates for different political offices and be practical. Like right now, I imagine Jill Stein's going to go for 2016, and she'll lose. But sometimes, the winning is in trying. Then we have Jesse Ventura, and Howard Stern running for president. Stern's a joke, but he's a rich joke. So, I like him personally, but as a president or vice president, impossible. And Jesse Ventura will not be president. I don't care if they support, marijuana for everybody or what. Relate to the level of consciousness of the people, and not confuse your subjective mentality with the objective reality and the consciousness of the people. Many so-called progressives fail to do that. We can't rush into combat and lead people into a bloodbath. We need to be patient, calm, rational, take the time to explain stuff to people, and do what we can to raise consciousness in the direction of global liberation. So, getting involved in politics is just one way, one tactic of doing that. A lot of it involves us changing ourselves in our own lives. Combat addiction. I'm a recovered dope fiend, and I still smoke tobacco. My bad. So a lot of this involves working on your own spiritual liberation. Working on you. Changing you. And see what you can change in your life, beginning with you. And that could just simply being humane to other people. Being kind to humankind. If you have a significant other, building up that relationship, nurturing relationships, developing relationships. A lot of life involves relationships on one level or another, to one degree or another. So do what you can to stay awake. Don't fall for no false flags from the government. Don't get paranoid. And just be patient with people. Realize that politics is war without bloodshed, and war is politics with bloodshed, real war. We want to avoid bloodshed as much as possible. We don't want to damage any parts that can be utilized later on. Be practical minded. That's about it for now. I appreciate your time and attention. If you were paying attention. And don't try to be perfect, just try to progress. Namaste.